Hi, this is Ilma Art Studios photograph for today. That is a very nice clay formation called Badlands here near Orangeville. Hi, check my website for more artworks and photographs at ilmaarts.com. Today I'd like to share with you my poem devotionals extracted from 1 Corinthians 7 verse 22. It says, "And remember, if you were a slave when the Lord called you, you are now free in the Lord. And if you were free when the Lord called you, you are now a slave of Christ." Here's my poem. A slave of Christ. Would you consider yourself free indeed? Is there anything or anyone that bonds you to sin? Do you remember when Jesus called you? He wants you to be born again and renewed. Is there anything that keeps you out of the light? Let the Son of God be the only master in your life. Be honored that you are a slave of Christ. It will transform you and will bring insight. Here's my essay. There are many people living in bondage. Some of them don't even know they are enslaved. What does a modern day slave look like? It may have been many decades ago when slavery was very real in our world. What people do not realize is that slavery is still exists. It may not be very visible, but may be very subtly manifested. Any kind of addiction such as alcohol, smoking, sex, workaholic, gambling, love of money, or idolizing something or someone is surely a form of slavery. The Bible says that when you are born again, you are now a slave of Christ, who is all-loving and all-forgiving. You are free from slavery to sin. Prayer. Lord, show me how to be a dedicated servant of yours. Reflection. What form of bondage are you still enslaved to? I think in my case, I would answer that with, I know God has freed me from many other things, but I still think a lot, and sometimes I still worry a lot. So I think that's a form of slavery, because when you worry, that means that you're not totally trusting God and that you don't totally surrender everything to the Lord. Especially when it comes to your children, it's very hard to just watch your children do the same things that you did, and you wanna protect them from being hurt or going through a lot of suffering just because of all the things that you have passed on to them. And that could be a form of slavery. So I still ask the Lord to free me totally from that, because it says that in the Bible, when you are fearful of something, then you are not walking in love. That means that you're not really free. So I invite you to the freedom that being a slave of Christ brings. And I hope that you will be able to reconcile with God what it is that you need to surrender to Him. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.